So, did I just waste about a week of hard work and $1,000? Yes, I did, and I'm going to show you how. Hi, I'm Bill Babcock with Expert Amateur, and today it's blazing hot in the Pacific Northwest. It's supposed to get up to maybe 105 today. Maybe some of you folks in the Southwest think that's balmy, but for us here, it's grim. But so I'm going to show you why my solar container project has to be redesigned. And it's basically just my screw up. I spent the last week cutting metal and prepping to do this, to make this first of two sections 20 feet long to go on that container is a tilting solar panel frame. What I didn't consider was how much precision I was going to have to hold to be able to make it work the way I wanted. And fundamentally, it's impossible. Or I should say, it's impossible outside of a shop. I can't do it to this level out here on the ground. So the problem is my plan was to bolt the solar panels down using stainless steel bolts and stainless rivet nuts, and size each of these so that the solar panel would fit from about the midpoint, with a little bit of gap here to here. And then on this one, from a little bit away from the midpoint to the midpoint here. Well, I didn't quite get it right. I also wanted to have a little bit of the solar panel resting here, about an inch of it, and the full width of it here. So these measurements are pretty close. I didn't mess around. I was very careful. I measured everything like 5 or 6 times, and then welded it up, and then measured it again, tweaked and bent, and did everything necessary to hold as much accuracy as I could. You can see here, this is the center line, lines up directly on that, and everything looked pretty good. And then I decided to test one panel on the rack. So I built a jig to do these holes more accurately, lined the jig up, made the marks, and then moved the jig over to this second one, and it was off. Now it only has to be off by a relatively small amount to not work, because the holes in the panel, I'm using 1/4-20 bolts. The holes in the panel give about a 1/16 of an inch on each side in this direction for a 1/4-20. So I have about a 1/16 of an inch of slop. And in this direction, I have about almost a 1/4 inch of slop in either direction. And I thought that'd be plenty. I can hold with that tolerance, especially since I had a nice jig made. And what I discovered is that I can't. And the second thing I discovered was that getting the bolts in was incredibly difficult. And I could not line up the bolts on the other side. So I just didn't have enough accuracy, I guess. But anyway, not worth doing. And I've already decided this is much too heavy. I'm going to need to use mechanical equipment to get it up next to the container. And that's just kind of stupid. It doesn't need to be, it's way overbuilt. And it's way too heavy. I'm going to build another structure that's a lot lighter, doesn't need to be nearly this heavy. And I'm going to use unistrut to hold the panels. The unistrut allows me to bolt the panels on with, and just hold them down to the unistrut without any big concerns about accuracy. I mean, I still have to build a pretty accurate frame, but it doesn't have to be within a 1/16 of an inch over 24 feet in order to work. So this is wasted effort, wasted steel. I'm going to start over. I'm going to build it in sections 10 feet long instead of 20 feet long. And I'm going to mount unistrut on this. I will use the unistrut as part of the structural design.